These are the notes for operations with polynomials. So when you're adding and subtracting polynomials, it says you're just going to combine like terms, but watch out for subtraction problems because there is a minus sign in there that you want to distribute. Okay, so we're just here combining like terms. So let's go ahead and start with the first one. First thing I notice is in the middle, there is a plus sign. So when there's a plus sign in the middle, you do what it says, right? So there's nothing in front of each set of parentheses multiplying. So we're going to drop the parentheses and rewrite everything. And plus, and then we're just going to rewrite the second set. Nothing's changed. We're just writing it. Now, we're going to write our answer in standard form. And if you recall, standard form is written from highest degree to lowest degree. All right, so I start with x squareds. I see I have two like terms of 3x squared plus 1x squared, which is 4x squared. I have positive 11x minus 5x, which is going to be positive 6x. Then I have 4 and minus 13, which is negative 9. And that is my final answer right there. All right, for the next one. The next one is a little bit different because there's a minus sign. So notice the first one has nothing in front of it. So we're just going to drop those parentheses and rewrite it. 5k to the third minus 2k squared plus 2k. But the second one, we're going to distribute that negative, which pretty much flips all the signs. But it's also like distributing a negative 1. So that would become negative 2k squared, negative 2k or minus 2k. And then negative 1 times 17 is minus 17. And now, just like the previous problem, now we're going to collect our like terms and write them from least to greatest, or sorry, from greatest to least. So I start with 5k to the third, and that's actually the only one that has a third power. So I'm going to write that first. Then I have minus 2k squared, which becomes negative 4k squared. Notice I'm not doing anything to the exponents. I'm just adding or subtracting the coefficients. Then I see positive 2k minus 2k, which is actually 0. And then remaining, I have a constant of minus 17. And this simplifies to my final answer. Okay, now this one here, do be careful when you read these words. This one says from. So it says subtract negative 10ab plus 7a squared minus b squared from 8b squared plus ab minus 2a squared. So this is like a turnaround phrase or turnaround word. So instead of writing it the way it looks, we write it the opposite way. So we're subtracting the first one from the second one. So we're going to start with 8b squared plus ab minus 2a squared minus, in parentheses, negative 10ab. So notice I'm just writing the first one here. Plus 7a squared minus b squared. And this looks like the second one where we just distribute the negative and then we combine like terms, which we're going to do the same thing here. There's nothing in front of the first set of parentheses, so we're going to drop the parentheses. 8b squared plus ab minus 2a squared. Here we're going to distribute that negative 1, so that becomes positive 10ab. Oops, right, let's see, we can't distribute that. Boom. That becomes negative 7a squared, and this one becomes positive b squared. All right, so now we're going to combine our like terms. And so I see 8b squared. Let's put our a's first. I see negative 7a squared minus 2a squared, which is negative 9a squared. Then we have 10ab plus 1ab is 11ab. And then last we have, or what I see, 8b squared plus 1b squared is 9b squared. And there is our polynomial. Okay. All right. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to multiply. So here you're going to distribute to expand and remove parentheses, and then you're going to combine your like terms. And again, you write it in standard form from the highest degree to the lowest degree. All right, so pretty much, you're just going to distribute it one at a time. So this W, I'm going to distribute it. So it's going to be W times W squared, which is W to the third. W times 2W is positive 2W squared. W times 1 is positive W. And now we're going to distribute that negative 7. So negative 7 times W squared is negative 7W squared. Negative 7 times 2W is negative 14W. And negative 7 times 1 is minus 7. From here, we're just going to combine our like terms. So we start with the highest degree. We have W cubed, and that's the only one. So that's our first term. And we have 2W squared minus 7W squared, which is negative 5W squared. Then we have a W minus a 14W, and that's going to give us negative 13W. And then last, we have a minus 7 by itself. And now our answer is written from highest degree to the lowest degree. All right, on to number 5. So for number 5, we're going to distribute and combine again. This time we just have more than 2 terms in the first set of parentheses. So we have a trinomial times a trinomial. So we're going to have to distribute 3 terms. So here, this is just taking your time, doing one at a time. So 3m squared times 2m squared is 6m to the 4th. 3m squared times 5m is positive 15m cubed. 3m times negative 9 is negative 27m squared. Okay. Now from here, I'm going to distribute my negative 4m. So negative 4m times 2m squared is negative 8m to the 3rd. Negative 4m times 5m is going to be negative 20m squared. And negative 4m times negative 9 is positive 36m. All right, now as you'll notice, I'm running out of space, so now I'm just going to move my last one when I distribute the 1 down to the bottom. So 1 times 2m squared is 2m squared, positive. 1 times 5m is going to be 5m. And then 1 times negative 9 is minus 9. All right, so last but not least, we're just going to combine these like terms here. So let's see. Our highest degree is 6m to the, or is m to the 4th, and that's the only one. We have a 15m to the 3rd, and we have a minus 8m to the 3rd, which becomes positive 7m to the 3rd. All right, from here we have, let's see, looking for m squareds. Negative 27m squared, negative 20m squared, and then we have positive 2m squared. All right, that looks like negative 45m squared. And then we have a positive 5m, a positive 36m, which will be a positive 41m. And our last term we didn't use was the minus 9 with no other constants. And there is our answer. All right, down to the last problem, I believe. All right, so this one we're just going to multiply. Now, typically, you can distribute that negative 3 if you'd like. You would just distribute it once to the term right next to it. I usually wait till the very end to distribute it, but that's really going to be your choice. So I'm going to leave the negative 3 here. I'm going to multiply the first two. So a times a is a squared. A times negative 2 is negative 2a. 5 times a is 5a, positive. And 5 times negative 2 is negative 10. And we bring down the next one. All right, and from here we're going to combine our like terms. So negative 3, a squared plus 3a minus 10 times a plus 8. All right, so at this point here, I kind of like to distribute the binomial. So if you distribute the trinomial, you just do it 3 times and the binomial twice. So watch what I'm going to do here. I'm just going to rewrite it. Negative 3, a plus 8, a squared plus 3a minus 10. Now that step is unnecessary, but I just rewrote it. So when I distribute it, I'm going to distribute twice, like the a and the 8, as opposed to 3 terms. All right, so a times a squared is, so equals negative 3. So a times a squared is a to the third. A times 3a is going to be 3a squared, positive. And a times negative 10 is negative 10a. Now we're going to distribute the 8. 8 times a squared is positive 8a squared. 8 times 3a is positive 24a. And 8 times negative 10 is negative 80. And last but not least, we're going to combine our like terms. Oh, sorry. We're going to distribute negative 3 first. So negative 3 times a cubed is negative 3a cubed. Negative 3 times positive 3a squared is negative 9a squared. Negative 3 times negative 10a is going to be positive 30a. And then negative 3 times 8a squared is negative 24a squared. This second one, I'm just going to, let's just fill it on underneath and write it. So we have, let's see. Okay, so we have minus 24a squared. Gotta close the parentheses. Minus, let's see, what is this? 24, 48, 72a. And then positive, so I multiplied here. And last I multiply here, which can be positive 240. All right, now we combine our like terms. So we see we have only one a cubed. Negative 9a squared minus 24a squared is negative 33a squared. Then we have 30a minus 72a, which should be negative 42a. And then last we have that positive 240. All right. And that's going to actually complete the notes for today.